the sad thing is I'm starting to enjoy that worthless music. Jeff, welcome to the big board, man. We're doing voices you need to hear, and it's Jeff from Hex to Hex. How you doing?
Evening. Doing good. How about you, Kev?
I'm doing great. I had a crazy week this week, and so I sent the invite out for the session, so that we could promote your channel about 11 and a half minutes ago. So my apologies if you don't get 15,000 subscribers in the next hour that we're together or whatever. So
I'm out. Never mind.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, fuck this guy. This guy's a rookie. What is he doing? Where has he been? Yeah. All right. Well, look, Jeff. Look, this is all about you. So let's talk about you. Where are you? When did you start wargaming, Jeff?
Oh Lord, man. Of course, I'm always going to say that my first big love would have been Terrible Swift Sword, but I can remember getting some birthday money one year, and I grew up over in like Falls Church area, Virginia, just outside of DC, and I remember my mama wanting to go down and see her mom, my grandmother, and they gave me some birthday money. And there's a game store down in Falls Church, Virginia, that I went in, and I think the game I bought, I want to say it was called Grenadier by SBI.
Oh yeah, SBI. Yeah.
Maps,
Yep.
and a whole bunch of counters. And we had a 66 Chevy Impala, and they wanted to go to a yarn store after I bought my game, one of these darn sewing stores, and it was middle of summer. And they went in. I said, I'm going to stay in the car because I'm going to start opening this game up. Oh, that old flat pack. And I said, they were in that store for an hour. And that Chevy Impala was dark green on the inside and white on the outside. And it was probably about 98 degrees that day. And when they came back out, all the windows were up. I was sitting there just dripping wet and was still looking down at that game, punching counters out of the sprues. And from that day on, I was like, man, this is good for me. I was in love with the Civil War anyhow at a young age, because I lived in Northern Virginia at the time.
Sure.
Everything within 2 hours.
Now you're a big Union fan, right?
What's that? Oh,
you
no,
were.
hell no. Southern boy. Don't even try that. Northern Virginia.
I'm just checking. Oh, it's a war of northern aggression, or it's the whatever it is, whatever the North calls it. I don't know. I know nothing about the Civil War.
Always got to root for the underdog. So
you got to root for the underdog, right? Yeah, right. Oh shit! All right. So good start. Politically correct. We're kicking it so far. So Grenadier, dude. That's how old were you? 12?
God, I had to been. Well, let's see. So I was born in '62. So what? Maybe.
Damn, you're old.
In early '70s.
You're older than dirt.
Oh, man, bite me. Shit, I can't. I know I was in junior high. I was in middle school. So couldn't have been what? 12, maybe 10,
okay.
11, 12, somewhere in there, maybe in the elementary school, junior high. Right. So, yeah, but I can remember that damn day like it was yesterday.
That is so cool.
And I'm gonna tell you, my mom figured it out quick, and I pestered her I said, I want the Terrible Swift Sword for Christmas. And of course, my parents had gotten divorced, and my mom bought me Terrible Swift Sword for Christmas. And it was like, I think it was $22.
That was a big investment back in those days.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, during the day she worked, and during the holidays, my little sister and I were home, and I sort of watched after my little sister. And of course, kids are. We get mischievous, and mom had all the presents hidden in her closet, and I just couldn't wait for Christmas Day. And went over there and got that Terrible Swift Sword out of the closet. I had it opened. I had the second day little round top scenario punched out. I yanked the screen out of my bedroom window and set the map up on that screen and slid it under my bed. God damn, she found that thing before Christmas Day. I did not think I was going to get it, but she gave me the game anyhow on Christmas Day. And
look. Wow, that's a great story, Jeff. That is great. So we had a bunch of people join us, and you may know some of these hanger-oners. There's Tony's Board Life. I don't know who the hell he is, but whatever. And then there's Patrick, LBW Strategy Gaming. By the way, we need to swap emails, LBW, just FYI. And I think Patrick and I have swapped emails as well. Charles, welcome. And let's see, Greg, thank you. You're always a reliable viewer. So here's what happens when you don't push the invite out 7 days in advance. We have 12 viewers instead of 40 or 50. So my apologies. You're not going to get that 15K bump today, buddy. Pete Madoff, welcome. And Kent, welcome. Anyway, okay, so that's an awesome story. So that's your genesis. You play war games the rest of your life. What do you do with yourself? Like, what's your profession? Where have you been? What's going on? And I know we know each other a little bit, but this is really the first time we've had a real conversation, right?
Right. Well, so I was one of those that military. One, could have gone to college, play football, play baseball, but I said, no, you know what?
Okay, stop. Wait. Okay, stop. So you could have played baseball or football. So I could give two shits about baseball. So next, but let's talk about football. What position did you play? What high school? What did you do? What's the story?
Quarterback, safeties, wide receiver. I was one of them skinny, could run like the wind types.
Oh, sweet, awesome. How tall are you?
Now I was 6'2". Apparently, I've lost an inch. I'm 6'1" now.
That happened to me as well. Yeah,
I think it's in my stomach.
That's interesting because I got to play tight end in high school in Michigan. In high school for one season. Unique experience for me. I get my ass kicked playing football. But so safety and quarterback. So that's interesting. So offensively, you were more of a defensive player doing the safety stuff, but then QB.
Yeah.
So small school.
I preferred safety. I loved
doing the hitting,
slender and fast. Well, interceptions, man. Pick the ball.
Yeah. Pick sixes, right? Sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, sports. My dad was an ex-St. Louis Cardinal, played baseball.
No shit.
Their organization. And my brother, when he went in the Army, he had shots with the Houston Astros and the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was in their minor league camps, and he let that go. And then good old super smart me chose to go combat arms in the military. Well, so much for that dream of playing any professional sports. No big. Yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted to do. And I went. Right. And I kind of took a bite in gaming doing that. But I can remember when I was at Fort Knox, when I graduated my basic and my advanced training, I was a scout. And they finally gave us a weekend pass sometime before we graduated. And I remember a couple of us went down to the Pat Museum at Fort Knox.
Right.
And in that museum, I bought the quad FPI game Army Group South.
Awesome. Right. Awesome. Awesome quad. The box or the flat.
I had that damn thing, but I bought it, took it home with, and I remember we had it set up in one of our wall lockers. We had you had like a drawer, Chester drawer thing, which is just perfect for one of those maps to sit on top of.
Yep.
And we played the
Operation Star or Rostov.
Rostov.
Right.
In a weekend, me and a guy named Petrovich, as a matter of fact.
Petrovich, perfect.
Yeah, it couldn't have been better, right? And I remember I left AIT, went home. They gave us a little bit of break before I shipped off to Europe. And I went back to that gaming store in Falls Church. And I was buying a game, and I was going to buy a game to take with me. And the guy in there, I wish I could remember. Of course, the store's not there from what I understand. But I remember I told the guy, I said, look, we were talking about me being in the military and getting ready to ship overseas. He said, well, you know what? He said, since you're in the service and you're going overseas, he said, I'm going to go ahead and let you pick. Just take one game. Whatever game you want, you can have it for free. I went straight to the campaign for North Africa. You should have never told somebody that knew the SPI games to take one for free. Did I ever play it? No, and I think eventually I sold it to somebody, but kind of wish I still had it now. But then, like I said, I took a nosedive, on gaming for a while while I was in the service. Now, of course, I was still young and I was in a foreign country, so I wanted to run around. And I spent my first 7 years in Germany, and wasn't in country a whole lot. Spent a lot of time in other places, but I gave Uncle Sam a dozen years of my life, and then I got out, and somewhere along the line here, I got close to retirement, or what I hoped to be retirement.
Right.
And I kept telling myself, I still have probably 20, 30 games that I've just hung on, lost a bunch of them too in shipping. But I said, you know what? I'm going to hang on to these. One of these days I'm going to retire. I'm going to play. I'm on a place to play them. And of course, 1 winter ago, bad weather and the COVID and all that stuff all around. I'm like, well, hell, I got a 2-bedroom apartment. I can play these things right now. And I opened my closet door and there was Terrible Swift Sword looking me in the face.
Saying, play me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it said. Play me. And, so I never had to look at the rules. Got it right out. Went instantly dug up the charts that I knew I needed, set that thing up, started playing. And
just like yesterday, right? It was like Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah. I tell you, 24 hours later, I'm sitting on the computer and I'm looking at, I said, there's got to be new games out there. Well, yeah. Companies I'd never heard of. And I'm looking on it, and I'm going to tell you, Kev, I spent $3,200 one night buying all the freaking Civil War Brigade series from MMP, from all the different sites I could go to, and completing my Great Battles, the American Civil War collection.
Right.
And great campaigns, and trying to grab as much of that and some World War II stuff. And then, of course, I see you guys playing OCS and all that other stuff. So, oh, these look good. And man, I know darn well I dropped $15,000 in the last year, and won't stop. And love it too much. So
I love it. What you drinking? Is that moonshine? You're a Southern boy. What are you drinking?
Is that moonshine?
It's a little dark for moonshine.
Cheers. Right? It's an ale? I don't know. Hell, had to cut that sugar out. So
yeah, that's awesome. Well, so let's see. You got back into wargaming in a modest kind of way. You sort of said, hey, look, I might dip my toe back in, drop 10, 15, 20 grand on games. What percentage play are we at now? Have you played half your games yet?
I'd say so on my shelf, there's probably 200 games. And a year and a couple months ago, there was probably 12 games in my closet. Somewhere between 12 and 20, let's say.
Wow. So that's a bang, right? You got a bunch.
Yeah, it's there's so many titles out there that are just, come on. I mean, you got to figure all I knew was SPI and Avalon Hill, and I'm not the biggest Avalon Hill fan, not the old stuff other than like the great campaigns, which I didn't even think about those.
Right.
So seeing all this new stuff, seeing all you guys playing stuff, and I'm like, wow. And of course, Civil War's my go-to. The American Civil War's my go-to, and I try to get as many of those as I can. I only own one strategic one, and that's Victory Games' U.S. Civil War, and I've got the remake and GMT on pre-order.
Yeah, right.
And I've got War Between the States, but I lost the counters from the old SPI monster. And I can't get those counters anywhere.
I mean, you're gonna need those.
Yeah. So I look at the maps. They're nice to look at the maps, but I like the tactical stuff,
right.
For the American and operational stuff. Like I said, the great campaigns is great, but that's always my go-to is the American Civil War. So,
right. So let's talk about that for a second. But I saw a guy post online. He goes, "Hey," it was in the OCS group. He goes, "Hey, so I bought this copy of OCS, and I'm missing." Some counter sheets, and the guys, Chip goes, Chip Saltzman, I think is his last name, or Sutherland, I forget what it is. But anyway, he goes, well, how many of the 13 you're missing? He goes, oh, all of them. How do you buy a game that doesn't have any fucking counters? Who does that? It was cheap.
I've done it once.
No, I'll make them. I'll make 13 counter sheets worth. It's going to be awesome.
Right. Well, there used to be a place up in somewhere in Illinois, and I can't. It's the God darn. I got it through that SPI junkyard or something like that.
Yeah. That guy does a good job, doesn't he?
Yeah. Bloody April. I was selling my copy of Bloody April a while back, and Greg, that is a good one. And I needed maps. I needed better maps because, of course, I'm one of those because I didn't understand back when I was 10, 12, 14, 16 that this stuff was, it's like baseball cards, but I didn't know it was going to have value. So, I think I took my first Terrible Swift Sword maps, which I still have here somewhere. And there were creeks that weren't on the map that I decided I wanted on the map. And I went down some of the hex sides and drew in some of these creeks and a couple of bridges and some trails that weren't there. And, of course, I'm an hour from Gettysburg. I'm up there twice a year.
Right.
I'm right here at the top of the Rainbow Valley, so I can get to everything.
Okay, so that's another interesting thing we need to talk about. So you would modify your games based on your historical knowledge of the game.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the fact that I was a scout in the military, you have two primary functions. It's navigation or security and reconnaissance. And of course, navigation and map reading and that stuff goes in there. So, and I've always loved historical maps anyhow.
Sure.
So every time I would see something, and then of course I'd go to the battlefield, I'm like, that's been here a while. Maybe we should put that on the map. And then I'd go find a map somewhere online that somebody did of the battle and say, oh, they got a creek drawn right there. Let me put that creek in there. Oh, there's a trail. There's a farmer's trail, right? Let me put that on the map. So I did that. And fortunately for me, years later, doing a job somewhere at a thrift store, I made a trade with somebody to do a job with a big box of SPI games that I saw, 2 big boxes sitting in their back room. They had no idea what they were. And I didn't look at them. I could just see that they were flat pack trays and they were stuffed. I mean, big boxes. They were stuffed. And the guy said, sure. So I did like $100 couch repair job, a leather repair job. And he gave me them 2 boxes. And damn, if there wasn't a brand new unpunched copy of Terrible Swift Sword in there. So I had 2 copies. And of course, one's not really worth it. It's just sort of a keepsake to look at.
Yeah.
And then the other one I play. So.
Yeah. Nostalgia value, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's get one you just can't, And once I got my hands on the 3 Days of Gettysburg, man. What a drastic change from Terrible Swift Sword to
well, it's the maps. I was never a big fan of the maps of TSS, but
most people say that. So
it just didn't. It just never grabbed me, and I just really struggled with the whole thing. And I had zero interest at the time in tactical.
Right. Well, the ridgeline stuff always throws me off. The crest stuff. The elevations are fine, but being on that ridgeline always threw me off. So, but of course, all the newer stuff is freaking great.
So you love the GBACW Gettysburg?
Yeah, definitely. I just remember I pre-ordered the new the 4-game expansion for Death Valley that they just released, $20, I think. So,
yeah. Have you played Line of Battle?
I have all of them. Those are my Menorah, my Holy Grail, and my Ark of the Covenant. Those 3, and they're punched, they're clipped, they were all shrink wrapped, they're ready to be played, but it's almost like I'm scared to open them. And plus, that when I do it, I can't get by EFS right now. That's just too freaking. I'm loving that, and I took the last Blitzkrieg down a little early, the OCS one.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't, but I did, and right now I'm going to tell you I'm not taking EFS down because I'm loving it. And I'm going to keep playing. So that's the only big table I got. I want to put the Chickamauga Great Battles up. I want to put Dead of Winter, Murfreesboro. I want to put that one up. Line of Battle, somewhere will follow suit. I figure I've got 4 or 5 years before I get down the road to a lot of these games. Time for Trumpets. I'm going to do what you did. I'm going to put it up. I'm going to draw circles on it, put blocks on it, look at the victory locations, and then I'm going to say, that's a play.
Well, I didn't really count it as a play. I have played it once because someone else set it up and explained all the freaking rules, but I've been told that I'm a dumbass and it's really not that hard. So I need to man up a little bit. I'm going to get there. It's all good. And I probably would like to do that on Vassal. Although there's something about that game is so gorgeous to look at that I gotta have it on the table. And I got to work it out. So because all the people I play with here in Austin are a bunch of bitches and won't get off their ass and get out of COVID land and come play, I will probably have to do it solo or at my new house, whichever comes first. So before we talk about that, EFS, you're starting the game tomorrow night with somebody.
Yeah, some son of a bitch down in Texas. I don't know. I'm going to let him roll over me for 3 turns with the damn Panzer divisions and army.
Only 3 turns?
Yeah. And then I'm going to try to fight back.
EFS, baby. EFS. Army Group South is going to do some ass kicking.
I can't move nobody for 3 turns. So what,
Oh, you can move people. There's only like half a dozen units you can't move.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this because, of course, I play solo. Right? You do a lot with people online, but I know you have some local buddies you play with.
Yep.
I got local people up here, but I'm one of those. I don't know. I used to love to travel, but now a damn 40-minute drive, unless I'm going to a golf course, I almost don't want to do it. So, and I don't know, I just find I get more done playing a game by myself. And please, nobody take this the wrong way. Play solo. If you love it, play solo. Don't, if you want to play with somebody else, go play with somebody else. I mean, I do that when I get a chance.
Right.
But like, if I'm going to take all day and we're going to do one turn, and I drove an hour to do it, and my buddies know it, and I wouldn't have a couple of them on here watching it. The guys that I do play with, they are very, very thorough. They want to master the rules of the game so that they play it right. And I appreciate that. I do. And, but me, and they know that they even call me a solo player because that's what I want to do. I have my methods for getting around fog of war, especially with aircraft and stuff like that. But to me, you've got fog of war. It's built in the dice.
Yeah.
What else do you need? I mean,
yeah, especially with the recovery rules, right? So, I think, so I don't know if your buddies are looking down on you for being a solo player, or because you're fast and loose with the rules, or whether you want to play, you want to work it out, and you want to have a correct experience, but you also want to have the experience versus getting so spun up that you send 50 questions online and then you wait 3 days to get a response, right? So the immediacy of the internet can often cause us to not be able to play as fast as we want to or get as much done as we want to, I think, because we go, I don't know, so I'm going to post a question. How about you just sit down and work it out and use a bit of common sense? And I fall into that trap all the time when I go, I'm really stuck here. And because I'm recording video, I don't want to get started or do something, because I think if I screw it up, well, it's a huge waste of time. And then B, well, now it's unusable content. So it's a double waste. So I don't know. I'm caught in between the two of trying to do it as right as I can. And now I just play it, right? Just go.
I get some that'll tell me, just the thinking out loud while I'm playing. And there's a bunch of us that I know that do it. That is one of the greatest things, because that's the moments when you're playing where you're not really thinking that there's people watching. You're thinking about what it is you're doing. Yeah. Hey, Greg, I'm going to remember that come tomorrow night, and I'm going to find you if he stomps my ass for the next few days playing this game.
Dude, I know you've been prepping. You told me you shot your mouth off saying you were prepping up to. Well, so just so everybody knows, tomorrow night, in fact, so Jeff and I are playing live. I don't know who's hosting. We'll work at it later. One of us is going to host tomorrow night, and then we'll play, whether it's every week or every 2 weeks or whatever the cadence is. We're going to try and play the campaign game of EFS, Army Group South campaign game, and we're going to roll through that sucker until one of us gets fed up with winning, or one of us gets fed up with getting their asses kicked. So, which could be me, get my ass kicked, but we'll see. So
I'm looking forward.
That's tomorrow night. What time are we playing, by the way? 8 o'clock your time?
8 your time, yeah.
8 my time.
8 or 8:30, I can't remember what you said.
Like 8 p.m. Central, I think, is what we're doing tomorrow night. And it's on like Donkey Kong. Did you set your shit up? You were supposed to send me a file, weren't you? Actually, speaking of this.
I sent you the save file. Send it to Big Board Gaming.
Oh, shit.
But I didn't really do anything, because they already took care of it in the Basimod.
It's all set up? Then I put okay.
Come on. The first night we play, I'm going to sit here like this and watch you do your thing with a full supply and aircraft everywhere. All right.
Well, that's the thing. There's no aircraft. There's no aircraft on the Vassal module, so I've got to go dig those out and find them. So I better get my shit together and do that tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, and of course, all of mine are sitting on the ground waiting for you to be shot up for you to shoot them
Exactly. That should be fun. All right, so that's tomorrow night. But anyway, we really haven't look. It's 7:25. You talk too much. So, what's the deal with the channel? Like, who are you? Why are you doing this? And what's going on?
Well, I mean, I know.
Why should anyone be watching your sorry ass?
Yeah, ask them.
That's a good question. That's a good reply. Well, so seriously, why did you start the channel?
Truthfully, I saw you all doing it, a bunch of y'all doing it. I'm like, these guys are having fun doing this stuff. And
Right.
I said, and I love doing it, so why not give it a shot? And I think once I did my first one, I think I reviewed the GMT Richard Berg's Brigade Civil War stuff. Glory.
Yeah.
I think I did Chickamauga or something like that, and I
Right.
did a Napoleon, SPI Thunder at Lutzen game, and of course this is one of the things where as you do it, you start to pick up a little speed, maybe you get a little better at it, and I love to run my mouth, so why not put it to use? And yeah, I mean, hell, and then Jester. Well, I'll tell you about. Let's go about it. It was Wardrobe. I got a shout out from Wardrobe.
Right.
And next thing I know, my first public introduction was Jester, and then brought me on and had me on for a couple hours. And then things started to pick up. And of course, I'm still having fun with it. I think over the last 2 weeks, I've been working on something else. I haven't put out as much as I normally do, but I'm going to come back into that now. But man, I just have fun doing it. And, and if I can spend some knowledge out there to somebody about, I get who's the Eric Walters over Concept World.
Yep.
He gives me a lot of feedback when I post videos, and I know what he does for a living.
Yes.
And he gives me some good boost with. I guess a lot of people feel like I'm just talking. You're just hearing me. I'm not sitting there reciting page 65 of Manstein's Lost Victories and how this all should be done. I'm just giving you what my opinion is.
Right.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Come on. I've had to make combat decisions, whether they were right or whether they were wrong. It all rested on me. Well, when you're playing these games, to me, it's the same thing. That's why playing solo is fine with me. You're making the decision. If you make the wrong one, and it could be even worse against an opponent, which you're going to find out tomorrow night. So I'm bringing a big fucking stick that says Joe Stalin.
Big stick. Well, I had a guy who used to play with me. He called me the greatest wargamer ever, but that moniker never really stuck because he kicked my ass like 20 times in a row. So I think he may have been sarcastic. I'm not sure.
There's my buddy Wardrobe.
I suck at these freaking games. It's all good. I get beat by everybody.
If you did, I wouldn't watch. So
no, well, you would know because I edit out all the crap I get wrong. So as you know, I don't because most of it's live streaming. But anyway, so Wardrobe, you need to get caught up here, bro. Todd, we're playing EFS tomorrow night. Let's get squared away, okay? And you need to be here on time in future, right? Let's get our act together.
Richard Champion, thanks, sir. Appreciate that. We'll attempt to do that. I want to say hey to everybody out there because I mean, a lot of these names, most of these, LBW. I call him LBW Steve. He's up in the Dakotas. He's up in North Dakota, and he's the one with Clay that I'll get on Wednesday nights and watch them play Locked on Rhine.
Oh, is he playing with Clay?
Yeah, and let me tell you something. You could not get two better guys to just listen to and explain the rules to you. Yeah. And I think Steve and I are going to take a shot at some great battle stuff.
That's awesome.
He's got an idea.
Clay's awesome. Clay, I don't know LBW. I don't think I know LBW, but we are attempting to correspond. I'm going to have him on the show soon on the Voices.
Tony, John Longshore, Richard Kerr, Kenneth gives me a lot of feedback and a lot of suggestions. Doug Gearhart starting to do videos, and I'm gonna cuss. Here it comes. That fucker's good. And I told him doing this shit because he's got some good stuff, and of course we know Todd's good.
Yeah, that's good.
I recognize everybody.
Yeah, we need to get Doug on the show. Then we need to get him on and. Easy to listen to. It's that southern drawl. It just draws you in. It makes you feel comfortable and at ease.
That's fake. I'm really a pompous northern asshole.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's too funny.
Tom Faust, how you doing, sir?
Where is Tom Faust? Oh, here he is. Hey, Tom. Good to see you.
He's another one that plays this stuff that you and I like. Tom does.
Oh, cool. Well, we need to get him playing some games with this thing.
There's a bunch of them on here that are. This is a
Clay,
good bunch. Hey,
Clay is a good dude. Yeah, Clay is a good dude.
OG, Dev, how you doing, sir?
Devin's hit. Where is Devin? I'm looking for Dev.
Norm Harmon. I see Norman on here. Pete Madoff. I'm going back through the list now. So.
Oh, you're going all the way up top side. Yeah, I didn't see Devin join. What is Devin?
Patrick, I bow to your GCACW videos.
Yeah, he does a great job, doesn't he? And I'm trying to get Patrick will be on later on in April. So that's.
Oh, you're going to get him on? Good.
Yeah, I'm trying to get everybody who's got slightly more subs than you.
Matt Chestnut. Put Matt Old Chestnut's comment up.
I'm trying to find
it a few weeks ago, and now you got me running around looking for old WWF and WCW videos to see who I sound like.
I'm trying to find him.
The Old Chestnut.
Oh, we need your URL. I'm sorry. I suck.
Let me see here. You want the YouTube one? Let's see.
Yeah, YouTube one. I thought the doors. There's a breeze blowing somewhere as the door keeps swinging.
Can I drop it in the chat?
Yeah, you should be able to punch it in the chat. Yeah.
I'll watch everybody right here.
Yeah, so Mo's got a video tonight at 8 p.m. and it's not a live session; it's a premiere. So it's something he recorded, and it's for the new Kickstarter. Great battles. He's gonna kill me. So it's Mo's video of a most fearful sacrifice from it's a new Gettysburg game from Herman Luttman. So he's got a premiere overview of that game coming up tonight at 8 p.m. So he's not going to be live, so that won't interfere.
Oh, it's a recording.
Yeah.
Bill, it's okay. Bill brought this. He's asking about the Deadly Woods. Yeah, that's so far so good. I'm gonna get it. It looks like it's pretty smooth and fast playing. It's pretty. It's small scale bulge, and of course, anybody saw the recent video I just did. It's where I made the comment. Yeah, here we go. Here's a bulge game.
Oh, so it feels very similar to most other bulge games. It's not that Racia didn't take a spin on it.
Well, I mean, it's a half and half of his Dark series, and of course,
right.
Revolution's standard chip, which I love. I love it.
Right.
I know you like Königsberg and
yeah, they're not bad.
Two of them that you really liked.
Yep.
So it's got a good touch to it. It's a small scale, and I hit that point in the game where like, okay, yeah, here's a bulge game. This is the typical outcome. And I posted a comment back to Eric Walters. I'm just wondering sometimes if the designers look, and you can slap me in the face for this if I'm wrong, if you think I'm wrong about this, but anything short of crossing the Meuse River and getting to Antwerp is a loss for Germany at that time of the war. I can't. What other option is there? I mean, you're not doing nothing to the Allies if you don't go shut off their port. And really, honestly, I wonder if that's even the solution. I mean, I know that Hitler's idea was to separate the Allies. I don't see that being. He didn't have nothing to do with that.
Right. But it was a sue for peace opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So I think you can. Well, I don't know. So yes, that's a real victory condition. But if you're the German player and you don't have the ability to try and achieve something less than that because you know that's impossible, then you're probably not going to want to play, right? Yeah. So I mean, it's a beatdown. Playing the Germans is a beatdown enough without it being literally impossible to win. So that's one of the challenges with like Ardennes 44 has a great sliding scale of victory points, right? So if you do well enough early enough, you can actually force an auto victory. Now, does that mean that Germany won the war? No. Right? Does it mean that they won the Battle of the Bulge? No. Just means you did better than the Germans did at that point in time. So congratulations, son, off you go. Go. You did it, right? but you didn't take Bastogne, you didn't reach the river, you didn't get 2 divisions across and all the rest of it. So it's a Pyrrhic victory, isn't it?
Yeah. I think Tom might have the right, because I know you played it, the last Blitzkrieg, and I know that's where I'm headed. You know,
Yeah.
God punished me for having this freaking bulge addiction lately when the Civil War is my thing. But
Right.
I'm really, every time I look at the last Blitzkrieg box sitting on the shelf back there, and then I have the rules laying on my nightstand, I'll try to read like a section when I can at night, read it 2 or 3 times, because I'm telling you, that's where I want to go next. But man, I also want to do Goss, and I've got other OCS titles I want to get on. I've got the GTS system rules sitting right here in front of me, but I can't get away from EFS right now. So,
well, maybe we can fix that for you with a good ass kicking for 3 or 4 turns. Maybe you'll change your mind about whether you want to play anymore or not.
I'm going to invite Tony in to roll dice for you tomorrow night.
Oh no!
Come on, Tony, you free tomorrow night?
He did it again the other day. We were playing on Friday or Saturday. I think we live stream. I can't remember. But he rolled just horribly. Poor guy. I mean, look, I'm not even going to say anything about whether or not the tactical choice was okay. The dice were terrible. So
right.
It was just so bad.
Well, now this brings. I got a question for you now. So, because I was thinking about this. It's funny. I'll be sitting at work, focused on something I need to be that's important to work on, and all of a sudden the brain will go off into something war game. And I was thinking to myself today, and I think I've talked about it before in a stream or something, where you start thinking about, we play these games and we start looking at attacks, and we think to ourselves, oh man, I need at least 3 or 4 to 1 on this attack to make it worthwhile. And then I think back to combat or live historical stuff, or not live, I'm sorry, but real historical stuff,
right?
Where, I mean, Civil War is prime for this, is attacking under strength. And so I think to myself, maybe with some of these games, maybe you would produce a better outcome if you just went after it, regardless, not trying to get that 6 or 5. And there's some games you feel like you have to.
Right, and you max it. Right.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm playing solo. I think I'm going to start doing some of these things where I get that 1-to-1 or that 2-to-1, because that's probably how it would have happened anyhow.
Depends what the CRT looks like, right? And like so they're like Simonich is classic for it. So I feel like he bumps up the defensive strength on everybody typically. Particularly the Allied defenders always have pretty robust defensive strength. So if they have an attack factor of 5, they'll have a defensive 6 or 7. And then the CRT is always going to punish. There's always at least 1 or 2 chances in 6 of being punished as the attacker. So the penalty, it depends on the CRT. The penalty can be really tough. Whereas, say, that variable combat system, that Nathan something, Kilgore, whoever rebooted that, and now Gary is doing the Kharkov games that are fairly massive. He did Full Blau. So that uses the D10, and there you've got 1 chance in 10 of getting a shitty result, right? You know what I mean? Am I making sense here? So it depends. So if you're going to go 1-to-1, if it's a really bad, like you never want to go attack 1-to-1 on a Simonich game, unless it's unless it's the last like desperate die roll. You got to make it or break it, which is what I'm doing next Monday night with my opponent, as the Germans in the Stalingrad game, because I either want to win it tomorrow, next Monday night, or we're done. Because I resign because I burnt every freaking division down to almost a remnant, right? To just because you got to win early, so you go right. So it'll be over, and we'll do 1-to-1 or 2-to-1. But I would never normally do that,
right?
But with say OCS, there's a game that'll screw you, right? Because of the swings, you go between 1 and 6 shifts going left, or right, yay. But so you have to have 4 or 5-to-1 just to mitigate the awfulness of the swing that can happen. So it depends on the game, right? I think you can jump in and get after it if it's got the right CRT. Is my point. I think.
Right, Brian. What's Revolution got out this week? You're not talking about the Deadly Woods, are you?
Yeah.
War 2.
Yeah,
as soon as we get done tonight, I'm buying that tonight. So,
what is this for? What?
War in the East 2, the Gary Grigsby's reboot.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That one's freaking. That's
how much of that can you automate? I mean, I don't want to make decisions down at the barrel of oil level.
Yeah, well, apparently, now I was watching the Historical Gamer doing his preview play of it, and I course everybody can buy it now, but it actually, just by watching him, it looks more like a board game. Granted, the first one looked like a board game, but the way it played wasn't quite a board game. This one, the way he's way out from what I've seen from him, it looks like more of a board game. So, vexed.
Like, okie dokie, let's keep it all PC please, people. We have the PC police watching.
What is it, $80, Tom? I think, is it 79 or $80, or is it up to 100?
Yeah, it's $80. It's expensive. I may wait for the sale. I'm not gonna put. That's a 500-hour, 300-hour effort, right?
Okay. Really? Come on. Okay, so I'm, like I said, I'm talking about the gals that I work with. They look at me as the typical guy that open it out of the box and start playing the game. If there's pictures, that's great. Don't read anything. Just do it. That's how they look at me. So that's the way I am with that. And I guess that's a good thing about computer games is a reset, and that's a lot easier than a reset on a board game.
Oh, sure.
Right now, don't, after freaking 3 nights of playing AGS, don't you tell me we're going to reset.
Well, that's the thing, right? You want to.
If I'm kicking your ass 3 weeks from now, I don't want to hear you holler at reset. You're breaking the rules.
Oh no! If you're breaking the rules, we're resetting. You better not fuck up any rules, brother. That's all I can. Brother.
There are bigger armor units in 1941 on that map than I have in the entire Kiev to Rostov scenario. So.
Oh, you're breaking my heart, princess. I'm
gonna take those tank units. I'm gonna run them to the rear as fast as I can, so that you don't fucking raffle stomp their asses in the first turn. So.
Okay. You got to get out first, bro.
I'm looking at the map. I'm trying to figure out where to cut you off at. So that's if I get a chance to play.
Wow. This is so aggressive. Like, look at the map, studying, doing stuff. We need to cut this short? I need to go do some study or some planning or something? I mean, like, what the hell? Like,
everybody
serious
all night and watch me sit here and tap my hands on the desk while he plays and does all his unlimited supply overruns. Don't worry about rails. I can't do any reaction movement. I have no artillery to fire back at his ass, and he just wears my front line out and see if he leaves me anything left to put up a fight. I will put in requisitions to Moscow to get more troops.
Something tells me you might spend a few VPs to get some early reinforcements. That's my plan. I'm gonna force you to spend VPs.
Well, I tell you right now, this is going with me to work tomorrow. So,
is this something I'm supposed to read before we play, or what's the story?
I'm talking with somebody about that today. About EFS is one of those. That's one of those hard games to look at when you're playing on Vassal, playing one of the bigger campaign types. Not looking at the map, but when you got to apply some of the weird campaign rules, like this can't move or these guys can't be released, trying to grab that, because that can. I mean, I learned that with Kiev to Rostov. That can determine, well, where are you going to attack? How are you going to meet your objectives, or where are you going to set a defense off to cut off the approaches and stuff?
Right.
And this in OCS, man, I'm going to tell you right now. You tell me if it can get any better for World War II operational stuff.
Well, I think we'll get into this as we play, right? But I haven't played. I have played Opposed, but I'm not sure that I've played Opposed in a manner that was befitting the rules. So we made some mistakes and stuff. So I'm reserving judgment on EFS in regards to rail supply for the Germans and the ability to move that supply around and all the rest of it. There's a potential. I think there's a issue there, but who knows? And then I also don't think the Soviets can legitimately make a strong counterattack unless they have infantry, and it's very hard for them to have infantry in a combat because of the reaction rules.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about that ad nauseum in our live gameplay, right? So here we go. Brian just bought a whole bunch of them. I would wait for the new copy, man, but your mileage may vary. The good news is with the release imminent, whatever that means, or coming soon, AEF Army Group Center used to go for $400 unpunched, or even $500 unpunched. It's now $150. So it's relatively.
Is that the granddaddy of the series? Would be Center, because that's where that's where the focus, I guess.
Yeah.
I've got North and Center, Brian, on pre-order too, and God, they've met their numbers like freaking a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And I don't, somebody, I think Chris Ridley was talking about, he doesn't understand how they decide. Come on, GMT, quit popping all this coin shit out and give us our games.
Give me some hexes and give me some counters. I want a CRT. I don't want to put a block down and take a block up. I want to just kill things.
You know me. Give me panzers. Give me land warfare. Come on, grunts. Give me some close air support.
Hang on a second.
I
have a question about these blocks. Why are there no NATO symbols on the blocks? This is what I'm confused
about. I have one set of block games back there. I don't freaking Columbia.
I don't mind block games.
Hell, I got one point-to-point game, that Napoleonic Wars, and somebody gave me that.
Oh,
it was fun. I played it. It was fun.
There's some action. I don't even know what that's about, but Tony was slurring. I don't know when that was and what we were doing, but I guess Tony can't handle his booze. Tony's a lightweight.
Good thing I don't drink. Matt Chestnut here is the one that sent me Panzer.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's what's behind me right now, Panzer. Yeah.
So I'm gonna eventually get around to that one too. Yeah, me too, Tom. Into the Woods. And I'm waiting for the Line of Battle Wilderness. I hope that eventually comes to fruition. And I understand Nick Rosser, I think he's got a few that he's trying to push to
MVP. Yeah. Nick's got a couple of cool designs. Hopefully they'll pick them up.
God, there's so many damn games out there.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have never stopped and I would have called all this stuff years ago.
But you know what, though? Here's the good news. Like I went on a riff of trying to buy all this old SPI stuff and all this old Avalon Hill stuff, and I got all spun up around the axle because I missed all this golden age of wargaming. But as I bought some of those games, I was like, oh, okay, well, that was okay, and okay, that was okay too. And then I played the newer games. Like, to me, OCS was newer, right? And TCS was newer, and some of the stuff from Revolution and EFS was newer. I was like, well, why am I buying a 40 or 50-year-old game now, right? Why? I'm just going to stick mostly with the newer stuff. There's some classics, right? And most of them are, for me, nostalgia classics. But anyway.
Well, I think the only SPI ones that I purchased when I came back that I didn't have were because I wanted all of the Richard Berg Great Battles of the American Civil War. I wanted the entire collection. And I think my intention was to play them all from start to finish.
Right.
And actually, LBW, Steve there, he came up with a good idea. I think we're gonna take the Death Valley box. Yep. And we're going to try to play the scenarios in sequence on Vassal.
Chronologically.
So, Mo, what's up, brother?
So Mo's tuning in. Now Mo's tuning in, guys, because in 10 minutes his video drops. And the Mo big time Thanks for joining us, baby. What's going on, Mo? Let's see if he cocks out that he responds.
Hey, you're going to send me that preview copy of Herman's game after you do your preview, right? So that I can actually play it.
I don't think you're next, buddy. I got news for you. Actually, I'm not getting the copy. You're a person that should get it actually, and play it and do some video on it, because you're ACW buff. It would be wasted on me. I do have a post coming out tomorrow or the next day about Pickett's charge specifically, and the counters and the map art and all that sort of stuff around that portion of the battle. So we'll get a look at that. But I think I don't know who Mo is sending it to next. It's in the mail. There you go. I can know, but I think it's gone to somebody else.
It looks like a good. Well, the maps alone. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
Rick Barber maps. I love that stuff.
Yeah, it's gorgeous stuff. Gorgeous stuff.
I remember when I came back. Well, I'll tell you what. When I came back to playing, and I was doing some GBACW videos. Bill Byrne, and he's the rules guru, the living rules guru for the GBACW for GMT. And I was first posting on Board Game Geek, and him and Tom Fernbacker were replying and giving me help with things because those rules are deep.
Yep.
And man, two great guys. And then I come to find out they were on Facebook, and I joined that group there last night, as a matter of fact, or 2 nights ago, and both of them are there. I'm like, oh man, this is great. Yeah. Of course, Stigler, he's all over that place. So.
Oh yeah, Stig's awesome. Stig does so much for that community. It's very cool. He's good dude.
Mo, if you can see what you can do, and you can do it, and I can see it, we're in business.
We got something going on then, right?
I'm still waiting. Dev from. I know they were having some shipping or counter problems. They were at Lock and Load, but they're supposedly going to send. Well, and they will. I'm sure they will. Their word means a lot to me. They're going to send me a preview of Atlanta campaign. Mo, you don't by chance have that one already, do you?
No, nobody's got that I know of. Well, Mo might. Mo's got the hookup on nearly every publisher.
Yeah, because I'm looking forward to that one too.
Yeah. Now, do you play Great Campaigns at all?
Oh yeah, I've got the only one I don't have is Above the Clouds, Battle Above the Clouds. Okay. I've got some videos posted for like Stonewall.
Oh, that's right, you do. Yeah, that's right, you do.
And I'll get back to them too.
Yeah, so
I'll do Dev.
I'd like to play some of that action. Here's Devin. Devin, for some reason I'm not seeing your post, but here you are. Your printers have been down. Well, I was going to make a smart stroke. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, I did get my Poland game, Dev. Darren sent me my Poland game from the magazine thing. And boy, that's a good looking game. It's punched and ready to go.
That's pretty funny. Well, so you kind of said we really kind of got off track here in a big way. So whatever. But so since we're playing tomorrow night, we can always continue the conversation. But just so that we full circle for folks that because now we're up to an entire. Well, we had 31. Someone just left. The hell with you, whoever you were. So we have 30 people watching now. So we're finally, after 54 minutes, getting up to a decent sort of account. So first of all, did you put your URL into the screen?
I put it in the YouTube. I can't put it in StreamYard, but I can see.
Oh, you can't. So I have to go look it up for you. Is that what happened?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What am I? Do I look like your busboy or something?
You're the freaking Art Linkletter of this thing.
I don't even know what that means. Is that some sort of American thing?
He was an old American TV show host.
Let's see.
No, that's all right. Say your piece, brother. John, you answered that question. Why are you even asking?
Here we go. So Hex to Hex, right? There's the link. Go subscribe. He has currently 549 subscribers with a bullet. Picked up 20 in the last week or so. Don't be a loser. Just go subscribe, check out the channel, and if you can put up with this Southern Belle sort of voice of his, listen in and enjoy it and all the rest of it. But we'll keep chatting for a few minutes here and keep going because I'm waiting for my wife to bring food home for me, so we might as well hang out and talk. So, but what, and I'm avoiding doing work upstairs as well. So that's the thing.
Well, that's mean, Brian. That's just flat out mean, dude. Yeah, I saw the pictures.
Oh, that's so wrong. That's so wrong.
Of that Suez Canal thing, and I thought people were joking. I thought they were just using it, and then I saw those pictures. I was like, oh my God.
Can you believe that? I mean, how now? I don't even. First of all, I don't understand how you get that cattywampus with in a canal. Like all you got to do is keep the, what do they call it? It's not the steering wheel. It's called the wheel or whatever. You got to keep that shit pointed straight, right? They have GPS. They have auto everything. How does that happen? Was there some mechanical failure? Whatever.
I thought they still used mules to pull the boats down the canal.
No, they probably do. Like, oh, the donkey broke down on the left-hand side and then pulled to the right. We're sorry. Yeah. Is that what happened? Oh my God. And then getting it out. They had to like dig sand out from underneath. And then you saw like there's a half a dozen Egyptian guys jumping up and down going, oh, we did it. We got it out. So it only took like 2 weeks to, what is the problem?
I heard somebody on the news that I was saying it was high winds that caused it. I said, no, come on. I saw the stacks of crates. There's no way wind is blowing that damn thing off the side. So yeah, it's a sudden sandstorm. Maybe that's what they were talking about.
Crazy Ivan. Yeah, the guy was trying to pull a crazy Ivan. That's it. Oh my God.
Man, I sort of appreciate all y'all getting on here tonight. This is now it makes me want to go shoot a video for something else.
Yeah, look at all these guys. They're all diving in. This is good. And so this is what it's about, right? It's about, and a lot of the guys that are here are YouTubers. And so we're all out supporting each other. And that's what's awesome, right? So it's a good community of people. They all care about each other. We're all trying to lift everybody up. And no one's trying to, tear anybody down except for when Kev has a sassy day. And otherwise, we're all good. So, life is peachy.
A couple names I've not seen before in here, too. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is cool.
Patrick, I appreciate that, brother. I really do.
Yeah.
You're in my top 10 list there, man. I told you my deal about your videos. That's before I hit the sack fight. I got to go look, see if he's put up something new.
Yeah, it's good times. And Patrick's going to be on in a couple of weeks, so that'll be cool. All right, so tomorrow night, you, me, Dave with Destiny, Army Group South, the EFS system, or the Barbarossa system. Could you think of a longer name to call your game system? Barbarossa, EFS, AGS. I mean,
we could add a few more acronyms on there.
I know we could, couldn't we? Like, the whatever. So you and I tomorrow night, 8 Central, live on one of our channels. It'll be on one or the other. We'll work that out tomorrow. And I better go read some rules because Jeff's been boning up on exceptions and it's going to be calling shit out and making me look bad. Me, I'm just going to roll hot dice and we're going to let the dice do the talking. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to push shit up to the front and go, okay, we're attacking all these guys.
Yeah, I know. That's what you're going to do. You're going to overrun everything on that damn front line.
You got it. Let's see. Oh, Mo, I just want to hug you with more voices. You're so sweet. That's nice.
I'm sorry about that pup, man. I saw that your post on that, brother.
The Not Case Blue system, man. That's a very appropriate, Brian. Very cool. And yes, we're streaming live, Brian. It'll be live in full glorious color. Our faces will not be on the screen. It'll just be a full Vassal screen. You can join the Vassal session as well. I'll make sure you all have that. It'll be much higher resolution, and then you can put us on the side and just watch the stuff move. There will be a 5 to 10 second lag and all that sort of fun stuff. So, all right. You're the man tomorrow night. You and me, mano a mano. we're rolling some dice. So let's go roll dice tomorrow night. Everyone, thank you for tuning in to Voices You Need to Hear. Tune in next week, same time, same bad channel, for Voices You Need to Hear, number 6. Peace out.
Thanks, guys.